Yes, people. We are back live. We are back live on the Sarcasm City TV YouTube for another edition of the ManDem United podcast, the podcast dedicated to all things Manchester United. So please keep all your comments, all your questions, Manchester United related, please. As always with Manchester United, there's always a lot to discuss on the pitch, off the pitch. So obviously we will be discussing Manchester United's embarrassing performance against Coventry City, but we did manage to reach the FA Cup final. So we'll be discussing that. Ten Hag's comments in regards to it not being an embarrassing performance and how it's an achievement to reach what did he say? 3 finals in 2 years. Also, we'll be discussing as well the title of the actual edition of the episode as well. Would Thomas Tuchel be a good fit as Manchester United manager in regards to the FA Cup semi-final? Anthony's comments as well, because he tweeted why he celebrated what he celebrated. Why he celebrated, how he celebrated, cupping his ears to the Coventry City players after as well. What else will we be discussing? There's more. There's something else. Oh, yeah, the reports coming out talking when we lost to Copenhagen earlier on in the Champions League that Højlund was complaining to Bruno about him not passing the ball and Dalot siding with Bruno, and eventually they managed to sort it out. So we're going to discuss all of this. Like I said, some of this is just plain old embarrassing. Some of it is just typical Manchester United. But before we continue, make sure you run up the likes, hit the like button on the video. Make sure you share this across all the socials as well. So you have to hit that like button expeditiously, whether you're watching this live right now, watching this back. Share across all the socials as well. And make sure you subscribe to the channel Sarcasm City TV as well. And when you subscribe, make sure you hit the notification bell. Apologies on the lateness, people. You almost didn't get a show. I'm not going to lie. I was sorting out stuff in my house. That's what it was. They came to fix the shower and all other types of stuff. So, but we're here in the building. You know what I'm saying? And I got my Don in the building, one of the OGs of Sarcasm City TV. If this is Marvel, like he wanted the original Avengers out there in New York, you know what I'm saying, when we was fighting Loki, and actually scratch that. He had a solo film. I was a part of Avengers Assemble. Man, like Eddie is in the building. Yes, family, what are you saying?
Oh man. Man. Cheers. You already know what it is. It's United. So I got a little something in my cup. But I'm good, man. I'm as good as I can be. You know, I turn one way, I see scrubs. I turn another way, I see scrubs. But I look in the mirror and I don't see one. So I'm okay. I'm okay. I'm
That's the
okay,
positive.
bro.
That is the positive.
Yeah.
That's the positive. And for those that don't know what we're talking about, get over to the playback. If you're an NBA fan, you're missing out, people. You're missing out. I do feel for Eddie. You know what I'm saying? He is one of the Lakers. See, like people like CP, Surfer, Fats, they deserve it. You know what I'm saying? But I do like Eddie don't in regards to what happened yesterday. So make sure you get over to the playback for the NBA playoffs, because it's been elite, both them games, man. The Nuggets Lakers game
Yeah.
also as well, even the 7-6ers, the Knicks 7-6ers game. And I don't really have an invested interest in the Eastern Conference. And even I enjoyed that. I was like, yeah, it's a fire game still. It is.
Yeah.
So make sure you, like I said, get over to the playback, people. Playback.tv/Sarcasm City TV as well. And big up to everyone in the
Pull
chat.
up.
Warrior J, I see you. Daredevil, I see you as well. Sheik also in the cut. Make sure you subscribe to Sheik TV. Jesse as well, who said that record-breaking thread on the Troop stream was so funny. You know the craziest part about that is, Jesse, that was tweeted on the 4th of March. So I've had that since March. So I've had that almost 2 months, and I was just waiting to use it. And I thought, all right, when enough is enough. And even though we beat Coventry City, and Eddie and myself will be giving our thoughts on the actual game itself, I was like, this needs to be said to let people know like how bad it is. But you know what? We'll start with Thomas Tuchel, because came out of nowhere, to be honest. As yesterday, like this news broke. I don't know how reliable the source is, but we'll discuss it anyway, because I know people in the comment section would ask us about it. So Eddie, we'll go to you. Thoughts on Thomas Tuchel, because he does divide opinion. Yes, the pros are when it comes to cup management, and going well in cup competitions, he's very good at. Whereas the league form is the struggle. Obviously, struggled at Bayern this season as well. But they are into a Champions League semi-final, albeit they're not favourites against Real Madrid, but they're in with a chance of reaching the Champions League final. So yeah, thoughts.
Oh my God. I just don't even know where to start. I guess when you're dealing with Ten Hag, right, anything is going up. Anything is going up at this point. Anybody, you name them, that got some type of big trophy to their name is going up. Word to Corey,
Word to my dog Corey. Omar, we're watching you.
You on Omar watch now?
We got
Like it's the
Omar
wife.
watch, Playboy. I think, again, it could just be he's in rare air right now. Got him to a Champions League semifinal, like you mentioned. So he has a bit of cachet with his name right now. And he would like to be back in the Prem, but you look at how you've handled your time at Bayern Munich. Nah, fam, I'm cool. I'm cool. I'm dealing with one brother right now whose whole myth and mystique came from appearing in the Champions League semifinal. I ain't trying to go for two, Playboy. Pause. That's just not it. That's just not it. And again, the football stinks. We seen you at Chelsea, bro. And I mean, again, I don't think I'm saying much. We're a bigger club than Chelsea.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. Yeah.
We're a bigger club than Chelsea, so he's not the man for the job. Because I think there's nothing unique about him that would push us towards where we're trying to go and what we're trying to build. Because I think, we've been at this stage where we've been in football purgatory, right? Between 6th and 3rd, and actually 2nd and 6th is where we found ourselves. And that's a terrible place to be. But at the same time, I think, we've entrenched ourselves in such a bad culture of football that it will take a complete and total reset for us to even find which way is north. So at this point, I wasn't sold on him, but I'd probably lean more towards De Zerbi because I'm just thinking about it. Inzaghi's off the table for sure. They just won the Scudetto. Like, he's not trying to reset and do the whole building thing like he's done over there. He's not trying to do that.
Yeah, facts. He ain't trying to do that.
And so for me, it's just like, you know what? Give me a manager who can bring somewhat a sustainable culture of just football. Not because, again, we can't even talk about winning, right? My guy, what's good, Ivorian?
Ivorian's in the building as well, people.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Ivorian's
yeah, we can't even talk about winning no more, bro. Because when we talk about winning, right, we're talking about winning the big guns.
Yeah.
Every manager, we say it all the time, every manager bar Ollie has won a cup competition. So when we get to Ten Hag's little monologue, like ranting like he's ranting like one of them made up chicks in the mirror on an IG story. Like, nah, we not going for that. But we'll cook on that later. That's the prerequisite. You supposed to win a cup competition, preferably the FA Cup.
Yeah.
You win the Carabao Cup, we okay. You okay? That's cool. You won the Europa League, now we on to something. You in a Carabao Cup. That's only good for the hoes. It's not good for nothing else. You go to the club, you go to the Carabao Cup, you bring the Carabao Cup to the section, everybody pulls up, everybody want to take pictures with the Carabao Cup. That's it. No European heritage of that joint. So, yeah, man. Tommy Tuchel gets another Carabao Cup because, like you say, he's a cup competition manager. He's nothing special. So I'm cool. I'm very good.
I hear you. Ivorian's in the building as well.
Yeah,
so
big up.
Get there. Yeah, man. Big up Ivorian every single time. Thomas Tuchel. Obviously, we got linked to him yesterday. News broke out of nowhere because this wasn't even on the radar. I think even when you looked at the bookmakers, he wasn't even in the top 5. And then all of a sudden, news broke, and it's like Thomas Tuchel could potentially end up at Manchester United. He would be interested in taking the Manchester United job. Well, of course they would. That's one thing that people need to stop getting. When people say, "Oh, Manchester United's not an attractive proposition," and managers will come here. Like, let's stop this. That's not every manager, but what I'm saying is the vast majority, because they know one thing: the bag is here. So let's just clarify that. You will get paid very, very well regardless. Number 2, the resources is here as well. And number 3, from a managerial standpoint and a legacy standpoint, if you are the manager to bring back to Manchester United back to glory, you are seen as a god. You see how Klopp's seen at Liverpool. Bear in mind, he's won 1 league title, 1 Champions League while he's been there. And that's no disrespect. That's just what he's won.
It's the truth.
Hear how Liverpool fans talk about Klopp. And Klopp's done a fantastic job at Liverpool. That's not me taking a shot, people. What I'm saying is he's won 1 Champions League and 1 Premier League in almost a decade. Look, will forever be a god on Merseyside. The red half of Liverpool will love him forever. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 16 years from now, 25 years from now, they will love him to death. So, and Manchester United are in that same boat. Once you have a huge club that has a barren spell for the longest, and then the next manager that is successful there will be loved. The next manager that wins the Premier League or Champions League at Manchester United will get so much praise and so much love. But yeah, Ivorian, your thoughts on it?
First of all, if you're asking me, am I in favor of Thomas Tuchel or what's my thoughts of it? Hell no, man. I'm tired of scrubs, man. You know what? I'm tired of everyone's ex-hoes. You know, I'm tired of why? The guy's a scrub. At the end of the day, do you know why I'm not in favor of this? Because listen, yeah, I don't like going to people's ex-holes and trying to, because he's been run through already. The guy was at Dortmund. He done well at Dortmund and had an issue with the board at Dortmund. Yeah, went to PSG. He didn't get sacked. No, actually, I believe he left. Yeah, he got sacked there as well at Dortmund. Went to PSG. Didn't achieve much, but winning the bare minimum, which is the Ligue 1 in France, winning the title and winning some cups, yeah. And then fell out with the board as well. Got sacked by them. Went to Chelsea, won them the Champions League. Fell out with the board. Got sacked by Chelsea. Now at Bayern Munich, yeah, won them the bare minimum, which is obviously the Bundesliga title, the dinner plate shield that they win every year, yeah, and fell out with the board the following season, and now decided to sack the guy, bro. Big man thing, like, do we ever want to progress? And first of all, I want to know who told you that Manchester United have had discussion? Because from what I've heard from Jim Ratcliffe coming out of his mouth, he said that
it's no discussion. I think the reason why this report, sorry to cut you off, blew up is because Tuchel himself said that he would like to take the Manchester United job. Yeah, he was the one.
Please, I would love to be a Manchester United manager. I would go to the press and tell them that I would love it, but it doesn't mean that you stay out of our problems. We have issues, and our issues are beyond beyond Thomas Tuchel. I'm tired of these German frauds, that pretend to be the next Pep Guardiola, these Dutch frauds that pretend to be the next Pep Guardiola, and never really deliver when it really comes to it, man. Like, he wants to put his name out there so he can get the feeling and from the owners of Manchester United to think, maybe we should be going for Thomas Tuchel since he's interested. But really and truly, we shouldn't go for him. Not at all, man. Because at the end of the day, I saw his football at Chelsea. It was good at the start. But then it was like, this is defensive possession-based football. Like, this is not attacking possession-based football. The players are able to hold possession and hold the ball. But again, you ask any Chelsea fans, I'm very sure you can ask Carefree Lewis as well. He didn't enjoy it. I don't think he enjoyed it that much. People complain about Chelsea under Thomas Tuchel as well. PSG probably complained several times. There was nothing special about PSG under Thomas Tuchel because they never delivered in the Champions League. Yeah. At Dortmund, they played good football, but Dortmund always plays good football. I'm not in favor of this, man. Let's go for someone that we've never had before. Fresh meat, Let's not go for holes and ex-holes and all that stuff that's been run through the ends. Like the type of girl that, like you say, that certain men will call and say, yo, she's here, by the way, if you men want to run through, Like, she's going to be here for the next 3 hours. Come over, bro. That's
scandalous behavior.
Yeah. I'm tired, man. I'm not favoring for it. I'm not. Yeah, exactly. Do you get me? I am not in favor for Thomas Tuchel, man. I was disgusted. It's the same way I felt about Gareth Scrubgate. It's the same way I feel about Harry Potter himself. It's the same way I feel about D Zebra as well. I'm just not interested, man. I want someone that's got the pedigree, that's won it as well, and that hasn't been at Manchester United or has never been in the Premier League that's been tried by the ex-clubs like at the top, like Chelsea or Manchester City. I want someone different. That's all. Like,
but Ivorian, we can't have the Ivory Coast manager. I'm sorry.
No. Yeah. No. He stays where we are. He stays in Ivory Coast. You can't have him. I don't want him ruining his reputation at Manchester United. The guy is the African Cup of Nations champion. He's got a trophy, bruv. I don't want him ruining his reputation with us, bruv. Let's be for real, man.
Yeah, Leon, what are you saying? Big up to Leon as well. What are you saying?
We're
Thomas
standing
Tuchel.
back to Coventry. We're Seamus and we're going to Wembley. Da, da, da. Then it was in the Meadows.
This guy, you know.
What am I saying about Tuchel?
Yeah, Thomas Tuchel, man. That's what I asked about. I didn't ask about Wembley and Coventry and the
We're going to Wembley, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
We're not, we'll talk about it.
Anyone see the video?
We'll
See the
talk
video of
about
Traps running back in the stadium and that?
Nah, Traps didn't leave. Don't do Traps like that. Traps didn't leave.
Mad. He left.
Traps didn't leave.
You know he left. Yes, he did. He left.
Did he
left
actually
when
leave?
the VAR, when the VAR decision was going through.
Oh, Traps. He had enough of
Video on
10
the
hard.
story, yeah. But then he's running back in. If you zoom in, you can see him running back in. Do you know what I mean? So I'm trolling still. You aren't running back in. But
I didn't think so.
Tuchel, Thomas Tuchel. I mean, it's not everyone's first choice, but yeah, it's not great. But I don't know. It's weird. I would have rather them just swap. It's too late for that now for me. I would have rather them just swapped him if they were going to say Tuchel, but his contract's to the end of the season. It would have been better if they swapped him in January, because then you could have actually done we had a cup still to play for. We had the league and a few results, and you could have just
thinking about Wembley, man. We still had a cup. We still got a cup to play
We're
for,
still
man.
there, bro.
No, but I'm saying that we could have given him. That's the kind of manager you give 6 months to be showing you that you can implement something. But I think from what we've seen, people disrespect him quite a bit though, and say he's this, is that, is rare. He has managed at a high level and done things, but I think for what we need to build, it's not the right person at all. It's definitely not the right person. I don't see a clear style of play with him. He just seems like the kind of guy who comes in he just seems like a Chelsea manager. That was the perfect fit. We just come in and win. They don't win anything or build anything they just go and win cups and stuff. So yeah, it's not the right guy really. We just need someone who comes in and rips the scripts up and sticks to their what do you call it? Their philosophy.
Yeah.
And so yeah, but I don't know. United fans are experts of who the manager should be. I've noticed that online. They're all experts of this was really and truly. We just got to let it play out. I'm happy to have someone I don't know. I already said this. I'm happy to have.
Yeah.
Do you know what? I have to add to it? Yeah, it's all nice that Thomas Tuchel is trying to put himself in the running, but from what we've been reading, Manchester United want to go for the manager that suits the new philosophy. We've read about the new technical director is going to be assessing, and they want to find a playing style. And does Thomas Tuchel fit the playing style? We shall see when Barada comes in and the rest of the ManDem come in, because put yourself in there. I'll put myself in the running for as well, man. I'm going to go public and go and tweet Fabrizio Romano that I'm also interested in the job at Manchester United, since any dickhead can do it there, bro. Yeah, you get me? So all this nonsense, man. I love it. Even Jose Mourinho as well probably will put himself in the running and say, I'm interested.
No. You got Merseyside, man. You got Merseyside. You've been linked to Liverpool because they lost that.
We pray.
I want him to. Shout out to
I would love it.
That's a wrong move. I don't think.
Why about Merseyside, man? I need that. They deserve that. You know what I'm saying? Mourinho.
Could you imagine? The press conferences?
Beautiful set.
Crazy.
Beautiful set. Him crashing on Klopp talking about he won one league title.
Yeah.
Yeah. He'd be like,
He'll be doing that.
You know what I'm saying? That's what he'll say. 100%. He won 1 Champions League. I've won 2. I was like, you can only see it on the horizon.
Yeah, exactly. He's won 3.
That's what I'm saying. I'm all for him disrespecting the hell out of them at a press conference, dog. That's what I'm here for.
I'm here for that too.
Mourinho slander is up there, dog.
I don't think their fans will have that though. I really don't think Liverpool.
Yeah. You know what? Fuck their fans. No. You know what I'm saying? That's what it is. They
gonna take the wheels off his car for real. Then they gonna steal his bike. They gonna do all that.
Scousers don't give a shit, mate. Trust me.
Yeah. You saw how the way they held up Everton players. Put them on the line, made them line up to the wall and ask them what you got for me. You get me?
I'm saying,
that's
bunch of thugs on that side.
Yeah, man, they don't play, man. It's us that we don't do those kind of stuff. But to be fair, we did run up at Ed Woodward's yard, We did do that.
When it
Good times.
Oh no, it was.
It was, yeah. I don't know if it was the ultras or whether we have ultras, but they did turn up at Ed Woodward's house when he wasn't there.
Because all I've heard is this guy's no good and Zebra and who do you want?
You know what? Yeah, who I want is a dream. And Jesse Uptown knows who I want. It's a dream and it will never happen. It's far-fetched. It's a fairy tale.
Go on, hit us with the fairy tale. It's calm. You can dream.
You can.
Is that first?
Yeah, I know it never will happen.
Hey,
No,
but
it could
it
happen.
wasn't the only brother with a dream, man. It's cool. You know what I'm
That
saying?
could happen.
Yeah.
But I think I question whether that kind of manager's the right time right now. I think we need the guy before the guy. That's what I think. But
Is that what you're saying? We need
Why
the guy
that is-
before the guy.
You know
We
what it
do.
is? You know what I have the
Ivorian,
concern. Yeah, go
we
on.
need the
Go
guy
on,
before the
go on.
guy. We do need the guy before the guy. You know that, innit?
So we need a scrub first before we get
So
the
why
real
is the guy before the guy scrubbed? It doesn't make any sense. What you're saying.
You know what my worry is about
guy's
getting the guy
scrubbed.
before the guy. Even though I get it, like it makes sense what you're saying. The reason why I don't is because I don't trust the board to get rid of him when needs be because he's doing a good job. You know what? You know what? I'm very fearful what end up like Arsenal under Arteta right now.
Oh, where they just
Because
say
he's
keep him
the
going.
he's the guy before the guy. To me, he's cost them 2 league titles. And
Yeah,
one
that's
thing
true.
you can't
That's
one
true.
thing you can't be doing in the Premier League is passing up great opportunities to win league titles. In particular, last season, 93% they spent on top of the league and didn't win it. You cannot be passing up opportunities, and that's what it is. If you could guarantee me, and this ain't even just like you, Leon, in general, like, all right, we're gonna get the guy before the guy. Let's say it is De Zerbi, we'll use him as the example, or Thomas Frank or whoever. All right, once we reach a certain point, the board go, right, you are not good enough, you are gonna go one further. But what will happen is we've seen our fans back managers who aren't good enough. So a manager that actually does well, and let's say we win a FA Cup or a League Cup and we finish 4th, and then we finish 3rd, and then we finish. Let's say we finish 4th, and then we finish 2nd, and we finish 2nd. You know our fan base is some of our fan base is definitely gonna back that because they back this.
Well, that's a really good
So
point
they
because
go-
they're so
and that-
desperate.
and
When they
that's
see
it,
success,
and-
they fall in love with a tiny bit of
Yes,
success. You're right.
and
You're right.
that's my concern. It's not so much about the guy before the guy. I still just don't have faith in Ineos. I really
But
don't.
you know what?
That's valid.
Go on.
You know what's to your point? It's funny you talk about Arteta because I think in the grand scheme of things, he's such a
the bigger
school
picture?
teacher.
Go on, Corinne. The bigger picture.
Yeah, the bigger. I only understand that language. I don't know what grand scheme of things is.
Yeah, he's such a like, bro. He's such a school teacher that like, you know how some teachers got to bring in another teacher to handle a student. He seems like one of them type of dudes. Like, if one of them students kind of tensed up to him, he's gonna run and call the hall monitor. I've been in schools where teachers will square up with that kind of student, right? And when you look at the managers who are like above that, that's what they do. Like, you're not telling Pep off. And even if you think you're the type, Pep's gonna stand on his own too and do what he wants. And you'll see at the end what comes of it. Same thing with Klopp, right? I think they made a mistake letting Mane go as quickly as they did, but shit.
Facts.
Mane wanted to do what he wanted to do. Klopp said, all right, that's cool. But this is still my shit. You're going to respect it. Arteta, you look at the profile of players that Arteta has, they're all like yes men. They're all nice guys. And I think, to your point, Flawless, I think a prerequisite of this manager, I think that we all can agree on is he has to be stuck in his ways. Meaning, if you don't fit my profile, you don't fit the profile I want you to be, you're done. Give me somebody else who can do it. And I think that's the problem that we've had with Ten Hag, and I think that's what when we first got him, we thought he'd bring is a level of, cutthroat, and he's just falling in line. Like, I'm gonna be real. For me, he's not a manager. He's Rashford and Bruno's glorified water boy. Them dudes can do whatever the hell they want to do at this point. Like we talked about earlier. Rashford off the pitch, Rashford on the pitch, doing whatever the hell he wants to do. Bruno on the pitch. Off the pitch, I think he's a dork, so he probably just sits in his home and watches reruns of, I don't know, fucking Friends or something, right? So he's not a problem. But you look at the rest of them dudes that he got into it with, a Ronaldo, a Sancho, a Varane, a Casemiro. These are dudes who stand on their own too and are principled in who they are as men. And Ten Hag can't seem to look them in the eye and really get to know that side of them. And so that's a very big point that you bring up about us feeling comfortable having something new, but that newness still not being good enough for where we're trying to get back to.
Yeah.
And so, I think, and that's why I you call him the zebra, but I think for us, the Zerbi is kind of the way that we have to go because he's gonna have if once Ashworth. That's how I don't know how you say that brother's name. Once he comes in,
right. Ashworth,
there's a
yeah.
familiarity
Ashworth.
with him.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was Ashworth. There's a familiar. They've worked together. He
Mm.
understands him.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because
So-
even Jason Wilcox, they've worked
He
with.
could be the guy before the guy, but
Mhm,
I think I'm with Leon in the idea. But I said it like, yo, we got to build a foundation.
Yeah, I hear that.
We giving people $1 million worth of tile, and these motherfuckers can't even build up a straw hut that I see out here in Kenya. So it's not going together. That's where I'm at with it. Like we got. I think Deserving can be that dude to kind of reset us and have us thinking football first. That's what he seems to stand on.
You know what?
Eddie,
It sounds
no,
like
can I just
Tennog,
interject quickly? Are you
Go on.
not worried because at this present moment, we're not the only club that's probably going to be looking for a new manager. Let's say, for example, we go for De Zebra. Yeah, and he's supposed to be the guy that is the guy.
Stop saying De Zebra,
No,
man.
De Zebra,
You're
bro.
shameless, man.
Fuck
Stop
that shit. He doesn't earn the stripe.
Okay.
He never earned no stripe.
After this,
That's
after
the
this
irony.
point,
You know, it's
yeah?
irony. You calling him the zebra, and he's not earned the stripes, but carry on.
Yeah.
I like that. That's pure.
No,
football.
that.
You did.
You know what?
That's one of them.
You have your point, Ivor.
That's
and
what
I
that
want you
is,
to
isn't it?
explain
That's
how
what
bad
it
it
It's
is.
cooking. It was
Yeah,
cooking
no,
up there for a little bit. I
That was good for
like,
us.
for example, we
Ivor,
get that guy.
Ivor, you make your point, and then I want to hear why you think he's such a bad manager.
No, I don't think
break
he's a
this
bad
down.
manager, man. I'm just not convinced of a manager that's done well the first season, and then the second season it's not the best returning for Brighton. That's all I've got to say. But back to what I'm saying.
I hear you with the
Mhm.
Deserving thing. I'm not against it, but I'm not for it. He's one of them. If we were to get him, okay, I give him a chance. I don't look at him like I look at a Southgate or a Potter, where I go, I don't want to see you at all. But Deserving, I would give it up, even though he wouldn't be my first choice, because to me, he's not done enough to get the Manchester United job. There's not enough. The resume is not deep enough for me. But
Is it a fair analysis though? Because the players he's got is like cost next to nothing, and they're not that quality.
But that's why I praise him. That's in the pros. That's in the pro column for me with De Zerbi, because he has done such a good job with players who are not good enough. That's why I'm not against it. That's why I don't look at him. I will look at a.
But you think there's more to be proven? Because a different level, different pressure.
Yeah, it's just a resume thing. In words that Leon will treat it as boxing. We're saying Manchester United is a world title fight, and he's not even been at European level.
British, yeah.
Yeah, he's not been at British. He's been at Commonwealth. You'll know better than me, which is higher.
Commonwealth.
He's been at
British and Commonwealth about the same. But yeah,
about the same. So to me, he's done well at British and Commonwealth level. He's not had a European title fight. He's not fought a top 10 or top 15 contender. He's not been on pay-per-view. He's not had a build-up to a fight where he's having a press run and having
a good analysis, man.
I like that.
And to anyone listening to this, it's not to say he can't do it. That's not what I'm doing, because people getting mistaken when I get misunderstood when I talk about it. It's not to say he can't do it. He possibly could. What I'm saying is we haven't seen him in that situation yet. Do I think he could do it? Yes. I actually think he is good enough to do that. I think he could in the boxing. Do I think he could go and win a European title and compete against the top 15, top 10 contender? Absolutely. But you know what we're looking for? We're looking for the world champion breaking paper.
Yeah, but you know what? It's a good analysis because styles make fights. So does his style match with what the club wanted?
Yeah, and stuff like that. And again, that's on, and that ties back into it because people are getting that misunderstood as well and overlooking it. And people will bring that up in the comment section and go, "Oh, why are people putting so much faith in Ineos?" I say this now. I've said it from the jump. I say it now. I still don't trust them. There's a reason. The general consensus: we didn't want them. In the whole build-up, we didn't want Jim Ratcliffe. We didn't want Ineos. There's a reason. There's a big reason for that. Now, could they prove me wrong? Yes. Do I want them to prove me wrong? Absolutely. But that's not all forgotten. And have they taken very, very good steps in the right direction? Absolutely. They've taken very good steps in the right direction with the Omar Barada appointment, with Jason Wilcox. I believe Dan Ashworth is here. So we've got a CEO, we've got a technical director, a director of football. This is all well and good, but there's still more steps that need to be taken. But
I wanted him over Qatar. Because I just think all British affairs just safer, innit? British.
Eddie, this fucking guy. Yo.
I was going to say something.
Before you go, Ivor, there's over 90 people in here. Run up the likes. I don't know how many likes we're on, but it's not enough. We're only at 45 likes, people. So get us up to 70 likes. Like check 1212. Continue to share across all the socials as well. Let me get to the super chat. Big up my guy. I think it was Chaos, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Australia in the building.
Mhm.
Big up, man. Let me get to the super chat 1 second. This laptop moving slow. Bear with me 1 second. Big up to Chaos. He says Arteta has been ruthless with players like Ozil, Aubameyang, Guendouzi wasn't afraid to get rid. But I think that ties more so into Eddie's point when you look at the character of those players, in particular Aubameyang and in particular Guendouzi. And getting rid of players is all well and good. I hear that, but when you are unsuccessful, people look to that. Now, if Arteta had the Premier League, everybody would say that was the correct decision to get rid of these men. But since they haven't, people look at it. Even though I understand getting rid of him, he's not been successful. So you give people ammunition to go at you with. But yeah, go on, Eddie.
That's my thing. Arteta has his way of doing things, but when I'm talking about why they haven't won the Prem and they've been so close, I genuinely believe it's because of the level of talent that they have. Arteta can only take them so far. The level of talent they have is not Premier League winning talent, in my opinion. You have no players who stand out. You have no players where they wear their ego on their sleeve, in my opinion. They're all nice guys inside the house when the street lights come on, holding doors open for the misses and the grandmamas and all of them, making sure dad got his shoes off. They all some nice guys. But I'm just gonna be real. You need some dickheads to get the job done sometimes, bro.
On the pitch, especially.
Look at City struggling now. Like, again, KDB argues with Pep all the time. And he stands on his square, Pep stands on his square, job gets done. You feel me? That's all I'm getting at. Like, I'm never, because honestly, I think Arteta is the most valuable piece at where Arsenal find themselves right now. I think the way that he's implemented his system has been the key part, not the players. That's why you can get a Kai Havertz. He can do a job every now and again. Get the Joseph over there, not scoring goals, but he can do a job.
It's a Joseph.
Who else? There's a whole bunch of players who just do a job over there.
Who's the hell about when
You fucking Joseph.
You better figure it out.
No, we're not getting. I'm not putting.
Yeah, you better figure it out.
I said Joseph, you know.
You better know about the Bible, man. You better figure that out. I know exactly what.
Jesus has no part in what that dude is doing in this world, bro. Jesus has no part as the Joseph.
Oh shit!
Until further notice. But yeah, that's all my point. Like, I'm never gonna take away from Arteta. That's the only thing Arteta got to work on. He got to get some like killers in that mix, bro.
So you're saying that Arteta's the guy before the guy that takes him down, and what I was saying early on,
and I think
my issue is it's good to get the guy before we get the guy to become the guy. But my problem is that we're in a scenario where we're going into the summer where potentially Manchester United might be looking for a new manager, Bayern Munich are looking for a new manager, Liverpool are looking for a new manager. You never know the situation with Carlo Ancelotti. He might think, okay, it's time to hang up my boots and go elsewhere. They might need a new manager, and Liverpool need a new manager. So many clubs need a new manager. What if we can't get the guy? Well, after we get the guy, well, let's say, for example, we get the Zebra. I mean, let me give me straps. This Zerbi, yeah, we get him, and then later on we can't get the guy that we really wanted. Well,
that's where you're thinking. That's where you're not thinking that. So basically, right? Yeah. Sorry, I'm not saying that sounded a bit rude. That's where you're not thinking. Basically, yeah. The reason why a lot of people want De Zerbi is because they believe that even if it doesn't work out, he will leave the fundamental foundations of this club in a better position for something to take it to move forward. Do you know what I'm saying? He won't spend stupid money like 50, 60 million on a mount. He won't spend over money on an Anthony and stuff like that. And I appreciate the club have a part to play with that aspect, but he will instill a mindset of you only play if you play well. He'll play a system that works that other managers can take forward. And you can actually see from De Zerbi, like, if De Zerbi was at City now and then Pep was going to come in and take over, you could see that transition happening. They've got a similar kind of mould in the way that they play in some aspects. So I think a lot of people are looking at like, let's just take De Zerbi out of it, a manager that can put them fundamental things in place that someone else can go on. The answer to your question in regards to if the guy's not ready, so if we get to the point where it's time to take over, you just bring in somebody else who's either slightly better, big up Rhino, you bring someone who's slightly better or the same level, knowing in the background you're going to bring that guy in when the time's right anyway, because you're already at that kind of level where you're already hitting top 4. Your team's already being developed. You're still developing players and selling them off and making money. And that's what a good club would do. They would wait until that time's right, even if they're not. Do you know what I'm saying? But at the moment, we're so desperate for anything. Do you know what I'm saying? We're walking into a really bougie brunch with Ryan, and we're expecting to draw the baddest things. It's not working. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so you need to go in with a baseline level. At least walk in and compliment the gal. Do you know what I'm saying? And actually build a rapport with her. Even if she says, yo, I'm not coming home with you tonight, but I'll give you my number. Do you know what I mean? Like right now we're going in with the full boom and the gal's looking like, you're a weirdo. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, you're a weirdo. You've got piss on your shoes. You've got these, do you know what I'm saying? And you're out here with some crinkled out polo, yeah? Calling me 16 out of 10. You're tough.
Leon is sick.
I was waiting for that, bro.
Leon
How did
is
Ryan catch
sick.
corn? How did Ryan catch corn?
So subtle. So subtle.
It's a
We've got
sarcasm
a bum
city
bag
staple.
on. We've got a bum
Sarcasm
bag
city
on.
staple.
We've got a sports polo on. Yeah, we've got the bum bag around the way. We've got a sports polo and we've got piss on our shoes. Yeah, our trainers are like the soul's coming up, and we're saying to girls 16 out. At least come as a humble thing. Like I'm not about it right now, but get
You
me
can,
beautiful, and in the future, yeah, I'll come back to you.
Ryan can hold that 100%. I'm all for Ryan holding straight, 100%. He don't get enough, and if you don't understand why Ryan catches straight,
Cue the video.
Hey, cue the video. Roll the clip. That's story.
By the way,
but
can
here
I
we
just
are.
say the two girls below us are looking 16 out of 10s today, both of them. Right,
I big up the panel. Speaking of
And what
16
the
out of 10
Ryan-
people,
what the
you're
Ryan
16 out
and-
before you go, Leon. Before you go, hey, your 16 out of 10 t-shirts are available to order, people. The link is in the pinned comment. sarcasmcitytv.myshopify.com. That is sarcasmcitytv.myshopify.com. 2 different designs, 4 different colors, all available at the great price of, you guessed it, only for a limited time only, and only for a limited time with this price. £16, 10 pence, people. Will be available for worldwide shipping from the 29th of April, people. We had to push it back a week, but it is available UK shipping, so I will be shipping them out this week for everyone that's made their orders already. Like I said, 2 different designs, 4 different colors, black and white, white and black, blue and white, and red and black. The 2 different designs are 16/10 and 16 out of 10 as well, people. So like I said, link is in the pinned comment. sarcasmcitytv.myshopify.com. That is sarcasmcitytv.myshopify.com. Yeah, go on, Leon, carry on.
Rotted, I feel like I'm in Walmart. Crazy. Man just pulled the tannoy closer. Mad thing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that was a one take as well. Yes, Flores, to repeat on the little thing as well. Just to
One
repeat,
take,
guys,
man.
16 out of 10, 16 out of 10. You know when they do the little tone of voice change in the
Yeah,
supermarket?
100%. And
Our
it's only
number
right
3.
is to
Our
gauge
number
people
3.
in.
Do you know what I mean?
There we go.
But,
There we go.
Yeah, no.
That's it.
So I think the thing that Ten Hag and Ryan have both got in common, they've both not got any self-awareness. I don't know if you guys caught that, but anyway. In regards to just finishing up that point, Ivorian, it's about trying to, and this is where what Flawless says is bang on. It's like the Ineos are now on the clock where they have to identify. We're going to go for a manager, and this is why I say I'm happy to go for a manager that we don't know, as long as they're going for it for the right reasons. Because if you're going to somebody and you go, he's going to make the tough decisions, he's going to play the players that are on form and not just because they're marketable. He's going to instill a certain style. We've seen teams that he's done before. He's played like if Man United rang any of us up right now and they said, "Do you think you can take this club above where Ten Hag is?" Yeah, I'd give it a go. Because I know there's basic things that I could do that would elevate the club right now. It definitely would be solidifying that midfield straight away.
Yeah,
even if they said to you, even if they said to me right now, you can have £10 million per midfielder and you're allowed to sign 2 of them this summer, yeah, I will bring you players that are competent. I could do 2 players right now competent.
Oh, facts.
You know what I mean?
I'd just be like,
Absolutely.
all right. Jez is in the comments. A shout, Jez, Strasbourg, Stephen.
Big up Saeed as
Be
well.
like, all right, hey, you man, hey, we on the clock. Like the jobs for the boys thing. I got you, man. All right, we need this, that, and the third. All right, cool. And I know these men would bring me names. Like, what are we doing here? But Rhino's also big up to Saeed in the cut, first and foremost.
Saeed, my dog.
TV. Big up to Rhino as well. Rhino, where do you stand with this Thomas Tuchel link? You reckon he'd be a good fit? You against
Thomas the tank engine, bro. What do you think?
I don't even want to hear it, bro. I swear down, bro.
Rhino's had enough, man. Wiped his brow, you know.
Listen, like, do you know what it is? Yeah, obviously, when you look at the reality of it, he's probably, I don't know. I can't even compare them, man. He's won trophies and whatever, so it might be kind of disrespectful to him to even try and put him in the same bracket. But it's just, I just feel like in terms of the type of coach he is and just his aura and everything, it's just it's not hitting for me. It's not strong enough. I feel like he doesn't have a presence that I feel like a Manchester United manager needs. Like, farewell, he might be a good coach. He might, he has got tactics. He surely looks like he has got more kind of tactical nous than Ten Hag at this current time, looking at the season. But I don't know. When I hear Thomas Tuchel, it just doesn't move me at all. And I don't want to get kind of confused with the fact that we just want Ten Hag out and let's just go for anyone that's any sort better than him. So I agree with what Leon says. I didn't tune into the start of the show, but I caught that last bit, and I feel like if it's a manager that's going in the direction that Ineos want, and he's the perfect driver for the car that they're going to build, then I'm all for it. But I just don't see them going for him. That's what it is. I don't know what they're on anyway, to be fair, but based on just the vibe they're giving us and the appointments they've made already, they're looking for the best in class. And I
By
feel
the way,
like,
sorry to interrupt
go
right now. There's only one scenario where they could go for a manager like this, and it's what? I think me and Viewful was touching on this a few streams ago. When they go, we're not fully ready yet.
Okay, yeah.
So for 6 months, we're just going to keep with Ten Hag or get this guy in. And to be honest with you, they probably just keep with Ten Hag because they don't have to spend money out. And then we have things in place, but the fans will go nuts. But I could get that if they communicate that to us. But
they've got like a vision.
We're not ready,
plan,
but it's coming.
Yeah, he can take us through a transition. You know what I mean? And I think, to be honest, the time would maybe, if I'm looking at it now, the time that he could have stepped in would have been January. When was we still in any other cups then? Because he seems like a good cup manager as well, someone that can.
We went out to. We might have went out to Newcastle earlier than that, but I get your overall point in regards to the cup competitions. Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I'm not really just. It just doesn't click when I hear his name. And at the end of the day, I'm gonna go with whatever manager they want, in a sense where if they've got a vision and a plan, and like Leon said, they can communicate that to us. Because the problem with Ten Hag is he's disconnected with the players and he's disconnected with us, the viewers as well. And one thing that we need from our gaffer is that communication, that installation of like faith. Like, okay, guys, I've got this. This is what went wrong in this game. I'm going to change this. We have to work on this. I need to see him connecting with the players and all of that stuff as well. And yeah, man, Tuchel just doesn't move me, man. I'm seeing what he's doing at Bayern. He's looking like he's on the way out of Bayern as well.
Yeah, he's definitely leaving Bayern, and that's where I'm at with it in regards to yes. It would seem like it seems like a very, how do I put this?
Just because he's there, kind of thing.
Yeah, it's a very lazy. It's a very lazy social media take. Or get me Thomas Tuchel. Why? Well, he's in the he's experienced at the top level. He's in the semi-final of the Champions League with Bayern Munich. He's won the Champions League with Chelsea. He's managed over here before. From the outside looking in, it looks great. If you just look at it from a very simple standpoint, Thomas Tuchel. Yeah. Because what have he done? If you just list the good thing, if you list like the 4 or 5 things, like I mentioned, like he's been over in the Premier League. He's had success at Chelsea. He won the Champions League there. He's reached cup finals. He's in the semi-final with Bayern Munich as well. He's also managed PSG, etc. But then when you look beyond that, it's like, you're just not it. That's how I look at Thomas Tuchel. It would be a very lazy appointment. Like, you lot haven't really put too much thought into it, type of thing. Like, I don't get mistaken. If we were to get him, would I give him a chance? Yes, because one thing he can do is win trophies. That is one thing that Thomas Tuchel can do. But I've watched Bayern. I watched them play Arsenal. I watched them play us. Steve in the chat, he watches Bayern religiously. Jez, of course, those I know, he a Dortmund fan.
He be cussing them like they own something too.
And this is what I'm saying. So like the way Jez be talking about him, the way Steve be talking about him, Kadeki, other Bayern fans, it's like there's a reason he's leaving. Even though they're in the semi-final of the Champions League, there's a reason he's leaving, and it just seems very. If we don't get Tuchel, is he getting another big job? To me, probably not. He's in the process now where he needs to rebuild and go again somewhere. I don't think any other top club is hiring him. I don't think Chelsea go back and get him. I don't think Liverpool are looking for a manager. They don't go and get him. If Arteta was sacked, is he going Arsenal? No. If Pep leaves City, is he going there? No. If Real Madrid, Barcelona are looking for managers this summer, do they go and get Tuchel? Absolutely not. So like that goes to show where his stocks are right. He's not there. Whereas let's say use Zidane for example. I'm not saying we get Zidane, but if Zidane says, all right, I'm available, I'm looking to work, he's getting linked to all these jobs. He's getting linked to go back to Real Madrid. He's getting linked with all the top English clubs. He's been linked with Bayern Munich to replace Tuchel. That tells you all you need to know. He'd get linked to the French national job. PSG, if they was looking for a manager come the summer, he'd get linked to. So that's where I kind of stand with it. It seems just like very... It's just be very lazy. It's just very, all right, cool. We just won't look into this in depth. There's no in-depth thought process on it. It's just, all right, outside looking at, oh, yeah, you're great. Yeah, you was here before and you've had success and you reach cup finals. Get him in. Rather than actually look at what he's done and how it's worked. So that's why I look at it.
That's the worst part about our club, yeah?
Shout out, Mr.
We're linked
Lane.
with everything all the time. I'm fucking sick of it. I'm absolutely fucking sick of it. Like, it's so boring. Like, just, I can wake up. I'll start it right now, yeah? Do you know what I mean? Leon's transfer news. I'll just link everything. Blow my account.
Oh yeah, facts. Oh, that's the way to do it. That is the way. Like
these
people,
especially with when they get a link, they're like, "Yeah, it's probably going to happen." Bro, it's a joke with us now. I don't even look at it anymore. Bullshit.
That's why I always say one. I ask for the sauce, and I always say take it with a pinch of salt, because I know the reason why I discuss these things on this show and other shows is because I know people are going to ask. Even if I didn't title this about
salt.
Yeah, a pinch of salt, man.
But that's the thing.
About 16 times. But yeah, go on.
That's why
the whole soul.
That's why I can't get down with Twitter, because it's like, yo, I could put out bullshit in a minute and get 1,000 followers off that bullshit, and them 1,000 followers gonna regurgitate that to the masses. Then I'm gonna look like I know I'm in the know, as they say, right?
ITKs, man.
ITKs. How many brothers was eating off that Qatari news, man?
Oh yeah, 100%. But Eddie, what you have to do with Twitter, I've said this before. Treat it for what it is. It's a place, jokes. That's where I'm at. I'm there to do on three or four things on Twitter. One, laugh at the jokes because it's hilarious. It's absolutely hilarious. Like Twitter is hilarious. And people say, "Oh, social media is such a miserable place," and you following the wrong people.
Yeah,
my timeline is joke.
Hey man, I say all the time, Wallace.
Yeah, go
whoever says that, they weren't in no Call of Duty Xbox 360 chat rooms, dog. They wasn't in them streets like that. You'll never find a more darker place than an Xbox 360 Call of Duty chat room.
There you go. Man. So that's it.
I mean, that's how we was raised, because honestly, like, we're a generation that remembers life without that little cell phone in your hand that can give you the information anytime you want it. We understand that it's just that.
Yes.
But when you're operating in this new landscape, it's everything to people. It's their livelihood. It's everything you can imagine. So I think, honestly, when it comes to United, you have to take every single thing you read with a grain of salt, because they understand that once I put that hashtag United on, the amount of clicks I'm going to get, if I'm somewhat decent, is going to go through the roof. So Warren was spot on with his analysis. Like, it's probably Tuchel's people putting it out there, seeing if it will stick. Yeah. Because he just does not.
He said he'd take the job.
You're a Man City CEO, or you were working with the CEO, right? You understand a certain kind of football. You understand football in a certain kind of way, and he doesn't fit that description, right? Like, I can look at De Zerbi and say, you know what? McAllister went to Liverpool, and he's probably been their most consistent midfielder. So I can attribute that to De Zerbi doing something during his time at Brighton that established that kind of football in him as a player. I think that's the thing that, like, we look at and we say, okay, you know what, now there is your Caicedo, where do we say that's just the Chelsea setup, or is that him, right? So
don't do that, because he's the zebra apparently. Don't do that. He's the zebra apparently.
Zebra, bro.
Hey, you know what it is though? It's like out here, you watch it all the time with basketball, right? Like the announcers never said Giannis Antetokounmpo right until he got 2 MVPs. Then they started saying that brother's name right. So he got to do something. Then
Exactly.
I roar and go say his name right. I feel it.
Yeah,
I see.
I'm gonna give him his stripes, even though I call him the zebra.
It is so like that's what you have to do with like I say with socials. Like I treat it for what it is. It's Twitter's a hilarious place. Like the amount of memes and jokes. Like even Jez is in here remember these jokes. And he's like, "This is why Flawless follows me. My tweets are elite." This is a fact. You know what I'm saying? Jez be over there just chatting about milk 24/7. That should be hilarious.
I knew
yeah,
it.
this guy is like he's just running joke. You know what I'm saying?
What you mean?
What you mean? You'll figure it out, Leon. It will hit.
Probably
You know what I'm
20
saying?
pictures of some
You've heard when ManDem preferred to,
I
you know,
already
when
know
ManDem.
what
Yeah, when ManDem start talking about elite milk, you know what we're talking about, Leon. That's all he be chatting about now this timeline. You know what I'm saying? That's all just be chatting about. All the you are
Dr. Lumar would be highly disappointed, Jez.
Oh yeah,
highly disappointed.
Hugely disappointed. But you know who don't give a fuck, Jez? And the thing is, he'll always find a meme to fit. This guy will find a meme to fit. I'm like, yo, he has to be howling, but that's what it's there for. I understand Twitter there, one, to see all the jokes and all the memes and everything that's going on. Two, I'll be getting my own jokes off as well. People be taking me serious on there like it's for footballing debates. Like when we talk, like, no, this is not the place or space for footballing discussion. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It isn't. And also to promo what I got going on. Like, that's what that is. Like, I fully understand what it is.
That's why I can't be on the channel because I ain't trying to go there. I know I'm gonna have to make a Twitter. I'm gonna have to put it up there. Then I'm gonna have somebody talk something spicy to me a little bit.
Yeah,
then I'm gonna get banned. Then the cycle will continue.
Yeah, I hear you. I hear you. I big up to Mr. Link for the super chat. Says big up. You'll never walk alone. Thank you for the content, gents. Hey, big up to Mr. Link. Appreciate the super chat. Steve, big up the super chat as well. For this super chat, he says, I don't wish Tuchel upon Manchester United. Bear in mind, this is someone who follows Bayern people. I've been pissed off with the football at Bayern Munich since his appointment. And he goes on to say, Tuchel's talent ID is disgustingly awful. Also, big up for the second super chat. And yeah, from when he signed Eric Dyer, I wasn't with it. And big up to Hassan as well.
Steve.
Make sure you subscribe to This Is Football. He says Flawless, Slot, Tuchel, Frank, Southgate. We're both in the mud next year. Yeah, if we go and get a Thomas Frank or Southgate, obviously you at Tuchel, you lot have been linked to Slot because it seems Ruben Amorim is not on his way to Liverpool. So, hey, Friday, people. I know it's only Tuesday,
I thought it was
Friday.
there.
Friday, make sure you're there for that United Liverpool show because you know that's
everybody swiping. Is it swiping left? That's when you say no.
Yeah. Swipe left.
It's no left.
It's right.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. I've not been on there for long.
Everybody swiping left on Liverpool. God damn it.
Yeah, man.
Everybody, managers, players, water boys, tea ladies.
You know what it is, yeah.
But it is what it is.
The way in your son
before
moving.
You carry on. See, Mr. Like, and that's the thing is, Mr. Link, don't take me serious on socials because I post up any old bullshit when it comes to football. I'm getting my jokes off. Like, it's not for serious debate. It's not. So I just be on a wind up. I just be on a wind up thing. United could be in League 2. And City could, or Chelsea, or Arsenal, or Liverpool could lose the Champions League final. I'm still trolling. I will troll forever. Forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know how I treat Liverpool and Arsenal and City? How I treat Ryan? You know what I'm saying? Just complete disdain, disgust. You know what I'm saying? And we'll troll 24/7. Like, that's where I'm at with it. That's how I treat them. But go on, Ryan. Say what you're gonna say.
I feel like just the way Ineos are moving currently, promising signs and obviously actions speak louder than words. But the fact that we've got Wilcox in, you know, is a good sign. And just the way they're moving and how we've been announcing these last few appointments, I don't think the manager is going to be as straightforward. I don't think it's going to be basically once we know what manager's coming in, I think we'll kind of feel it will be similar to how Barada came in and how Wilcox came in. Like there'll be strong links and then all of a sudden there'll be contract talks and then it'll come in. I think right now it's all going to be paper talk for a bit. It's Man United, especially bearing in mind, you know, the transfer window's coming up. And we are one of the clubs that every player or every agent wants their players to get linked to in terms of just forget even the club as a footballing club, just the money, you know, and just the hype around it. Because once you're linked to Man United, you get put on everyone's radar. Do you know what I'm saying? So people might even not necessarily want to come to United, but they just use United as a stepping stone to put their names out there and put players out there and all of that. So yeah, man, I'm just hoping that we continue to see the progress in the right direction and the appointment just makes sense. But the way it looks, even I was looking at Wilcox, he looked disgusted. He's thinking, I'm in a shit show right now. He's like, what did I sign up for, brother? He must have been watching these players. And he must know straight away what we need. And, hopefully he can make that step up. Obviously, he's been at City. He's come from Southampton. And hopefully the structure around him can, utilize the best of his qualities in terms of what he provides as a technical director. Do you know what I mean? And we get the best out of him. And then obviously, I heard it was Barada and Ashworth that were part of all of the fact that he's been appointed as well. So I just hope that them as a team come together and just fix this shit show, man. Fix this mess. Fix the mentality at this club. Let's get the right ethos going. And yeah, man, hopefully we see a good coach. And I know we're not going to expect things straight away, but because we're filling all of these gaps that we haven't filled for years, hopefully we actually start to see something slowly, and then we just take it from there, man. But
So you said
I don't know.
Hopefully, but I get your
Yeah,
point.
hopefully,
Get your
yeah.
point. That's
Yeah,
where we're
man.
at. Hope.
Hope.
Yeah.
Yo, Rhino, because I think you and Flawless are kind of on the same page when it comes to the manager. I think.
Yeah.
Am I wrong in saying that?
Yeah.
You'd be far more comfortable
Adios.
with somebody who's established in this space, serial kind of winner. But I think Flawless has said he'd be okay with it. Like if it was somebody at a left, right? Like because I've heard there's a manager in Italy we're looking at that
Like
got
someone like a
Bologna.
Postecoglou, like how Postecoglou came to Tottenham.
Would you
I'm
be
down for
with
that.
too?
Yeah, definitely.
Are you looking at Inzaghi or Thiago Motta?
I think it's Inzaghi. I like Inzaghi still. I don't know much about him.
That's my dream.
Don't know much about him, but
because the resume slaps. That's what it is. A big up to Vega because you be trying it. But shout out to my guy Vega. He'll be here on Thursday in the United City show. He says, "Large up, flawless." Well. Let me save this episode for future reference. Progress in the right direction. I see.
Yeah.
What progress?
You know what, Vader?
It's just
I think flawless. If I may, I think what we're 115 steps in the right direction. That's what I do. 115 steps.
Send shots back.
And you know why, man? It's a joke, man, because me and him are smoke on this, and he knows that I don't trust any of us, and I'm waiting to see what happens. Like I said, have we made steps? Yes, but we're still. I'm still like, okay, let's see. I don't want to hear about
Flawless. 115
man. I don't want to hear about the plans for what the house is gonna be and how it looks.
Just want to see who comes. Yeah,
when it's built. When the
Yeah.
house is built, don't show me it on the paper. You know what I'm saying? And the drawing of it, and this is how it's gonna look, and this is the plans with it. Tired of that. Actions speak louder than words has never been more accurate and more true in this scenario and how I look at. And how I look at
Flawless.
it.
That's why you look at Barada and Wilcox, and the way they came in is all similar. There was links, then there was like, okay, they're discussing contracts, okay, official announcement, then Manchester United official announcement, all straight away. You see Wilcox in the stand straight away. So that's what I want, and that's all I'm going with. So yeah, man, I feel like if we do get someone that's on the come up, but that's got a decent resume, like someone like Postecoglou that was doing his thing at in the Scottish League and whatever, I'm all for it, man. I need someone that's got a brand behind them. They've got an ethos. That's all man needs. And then they're good at coaching and they can work within the plans of what these men are planning. And obviously we have to be ready for it not to be a smooth journey, and that's why we are all hopeful here. We're not, fully on the Ineos train yet, but for now, we just have to take it step by step, and I just hope that it just makes sense, man. Because this club, once we do wake up, we could be a very dominant force, but there's a lot of work to do on the pitch, a lot, man. Because I feel like with the branding and stuff, it's not really that bad. You can the branding's still there. You can utilize that. You can make things better a lot easier, on that side in terms of marketing.
Rhino,
on the pitch,
you know who we are.
The pitch is dirty.
You know who we are. Because you abuse a guy, you gonna get this, brother. We death row.
Yeah. We
had it on like in the 90s and the 2000s. Now you see that death row record label image. It still hit, but the music,
it's not translating. Not translating.
Sleeping Giant record, yeah.
We still you got Keen out here moving like Suge Knight. That's Suge Knight right there. Keen is Suge Knight. Smiles to the temple from what I hear. You feel me? Beckham is Snoop. You know, it is what it is. It is what it is, bro. That's where we at right
Kicking
now.
goals
So,
and that.
hopefully we
Guys,
can put
accurate,
the
yo.
music with the label, look at
Yeah,
the image,
yeah.
and we can get back to where we once were. That's
Yeah.
what it
And that's the
is.
philosophy. Find the
Class-
next ones up, the next
class,
artist
man.
up, bro.
I want to know who
Class of
Yeah.
92, class of 92 out there looking like the dog pound. I get you, fam.
Still
Come
carrying
on.
2024 in that. You feel me?
All right,
I
but
get
right
you.
now, you know, right? You know
Yo.
what's good, yeah? When you mention Walcott, it's nice to see my technical director sitting in the right place that they should be on match day, in
Yes.
the stands, not on the coaching bench, trying to
Yes.
coach the team and help the
Coach.
manager. You know,
Or showing the
Yeah.
manager how to use the iPad and that, bro. What the
yeah,
fuck?
like it's nice to see that he's doing. He's overseeing. You know what was?
Yeah.
I'm not sure you guys noticed, but I with the owners. Obviously, that scrub Glazer was sitting next to Jim Ratcliffe.
Oh, he
I saw
makes me
Jim Ratcliffe
sick,
go through
bruv.
a series of emotions, but I saw that stupid cunt ass Glazer with the glasses on, shades, sat there with no emotions.
Hey,
You can tell who
man,
cares
that brother
and who
live in
doesn't
a
care.
cave. I'm convinced.
Yeah.
That brother ain't seen sunlight. I don't know how long.
I don't
Oh no,
understand.
facts. I believe that. Oh my day, I
Mhm.
believe that.
Mhm.
Literally.
And that's
No,
the
carry
cool
on, carry on,
part.
carry on.
He in Florida and can't catch a tan. That's how you know something fishy. That's how you know.
Oh, that way he's
something
based,
fishy.
yeah? He's based in Florida, yeah?
Based in Florida, yeah.
Them
But
man
I-
there, oh, it's
I do
weird.
see a little bit of a light patch around his eyes, like he's been wearing masquerade masks for you know, from those kind of meetings.
Them
That's
mad
the only thing
meetings.
I can see. That's the only thing I see when it talks about tanning, because he's in Florida. But I see that little patch there, thinking, you've been wearing a lot of masks, you know.
Them conspiracy meetings.
Them
Bro.
conspiracy me, them, you know, them island visits, you know. You know what I mean, guys. You guys know what I mean. Them Diddy parties, and you know what I mean, guys. Where you wear a mask, no one knows
see
who
the
you
mad
are.
side of them. Yeah, they're just different, bro. Behind them doors, bro. I swear there was
Hey,
an element of that in that
man.
film. What's that film? The one with the Chinese numbers and that, the numbers and
Which number?
Which one?
Which film?
what's the one where each person had a number and they had to complete the challenge?
Oh, you mean what's it called? Squid Game. Squid Game.
Yeah, I swear there was that was in Squid Game as well, innit? When they used to, yeah, I'm sure there's an element of that in Squid Game.
Oh,
when they,
the rich owners are wearing masks. Wild masks.
Yeah. And they were all chipping in towards it and all of that. There was a man, yeah, I remember that. But yeah, man, that's what I'm saying. With the Glazer, he just gives me some weird energy. Like, I think like he just don't give a damn, bro. He just wants to collect his check, and maybe he's having a change of heart to a degree where he don't want the responsibility to be on him, because if it flops, you know, he don't really care what we think. We can say Glazer's out. That man don't care. Let's be honest, people. He don't care. But I feel like now he's brought Ineos in, he's kind of, you know, Ineos are not stupid as well. They can still flop, but I feel like he's probably seen the vision of, you know what, if this club turns into a better footballing side, you know, I can make more money and then I can kind of exit out. Or he might even not want to exit. So that's why I'm concerned. Because
you know what it is right now?
Go on, Eds.
Ineos is the buffer. It's the middleman. It's the middleman. Like, if it goes wrong, you blame Ineos. You don't blame the Glazers.
The fall guy.
Because they say we removed ourselves from putting people in certain positions. We gave y'all Ineos. Blame them. Don't talk to us. We just here to collect it on the back end.
Yeah.
And so that's what, you know, that's what they call plausible deniability. I pushed it off to somebody else.
The fall guy,
that way,
literally.
I just look like I'm just around. I was a victim as much as y'all are. I thought he was the guy. I thought Radcliffe was going to be the person to do this and do that. That's why they
put
so
all the blame on
slimy
that.
with it. That's exactly why, because they didn't want the smoke, because they saw
100%.
what happened with Woodward.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
That's
They threw him under the bus. And that's what I'm saying. Like, these guys are gonna take no accountability for it. They're gonna say, "Look, we employed the guys out of the footballing guys. Whatever happens, blame them." You know what I'm saying? And rightly so, to be fair, you know. But at the same time, realistically, they take accountability because they hired them. They had a choice between Ineos. They had obviously the situation with the sheikhs and whatever, and they chose Ineos. So, but they will never take the accountability that they made the selection. And realistically, who can we blame if the football selections, the footballing decisions go wrong? We can only blame
Yeah.
Ineos. So realistically, they're smart guys. But do you guys think they have an exit plan? Do you guys really think that if our football improves, like, you know, Ratcliffe can slowly kind of take more and more percentage of the club? I don't see how it's going to happen.
Right, no, that's a possibility, but these Glazers are very smart and stupid businessmen at the same time. The reason why I say stupid because you know, success equals more money, more sponsorship. You know, if you have success on the pitch, you make more money. That's why I call them stupid businessmen. But the smart businessmen, they've given the opportunity for Ineos to get things right. And if Ineos can bring the success on the pitch, which equals more money, why am I leaving? Nah, you know what it does? It increases the value of how much I'm going to sell to Jim Ratcliffe. I'm going to be like, Jim.
But that's what I'm going to say, Ivorian. Do you know what I'm thinking here? Sorry to cut you off. I think maybe there might be some way, because obviously Ineos are not stupid as well. So maybe the more success they bring, the more leverage they have to a degree in some way.
Yeah,
maybe
I hope that's on paper.
Maybe.
That's on paper.
Hopefully,
right. I hope they put something on paper. It's like, if we deliver success, you have to sell. Yeah, but we don't know whether they have to sell. But there's the intention to buy more shares from Ratcliffe, innit? There's the intention. But again, they'll put themselves in a situation, if we're successful, the value of those shares will go up. So imagine you agreed a 4 billion to buy out. It might go up to 6 or 7 billion, depending on the success of Manchester United on the pitch. You hear me? So the Glazers are smart. They'll be like, you know what? 5 years ago, I said it to you for 4 billion, but my share costs much more than it used to be. So I want a bit more, which makes it difficult. And then again, the relationship goes stale.
We'll see how it goes, man. If you're in the chat, could you please put, before we do close out, because we're closing out in the next 10 minutes or so, people, Warrior J, can you put, if you've got him or anyone in the chat actually got Ten Hag's comments after the semi-final? That's how much we don't care about the semi-final that we've been here over.
I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed.
Look, Ivorian, let me tell you what happened on our stream. I wanted to see the penalty go through, right? So because I'm on these Bandulu strings while I'm out here, I was like, Flawless, don't tell me nothing.
Yeah, I didn't see no.
I forget who. I think maybe it was Sheik 2 was on there. Don't tell me nothing. Let me get the endorphins of seeing this shit in like my real time, because it's crazy. We were on that stream. We were like, yo, it's 3-0, but they still got time to come back. Think about saying that about a football club the stature of Manchester United against a championship side like Coventry. That even when you're up 3-0, you have every belief in the world that the other team can make a game of this. So I didn't let it stress me out. I just paused. I just waited for it to happen. And like clockwork, it did. So I didn't even think we would spend that much time on it, honestly, because I think I speak for all of us when it's just like the level of embarrassment had never been higher. It really hadn't.
Yep.
Yeah, I like that. And yeah, there it is. Big up Warrior J as well, who says, this game is not an embarrassment. I don't see that word. It's a huge achievement. We achieved 2 finals in 2 years. From all the setbacks we've had, even today, we had 3-3. I need consistency from the referee. And I got it wrong when I spoke about Sir Alex. It was for those that don't know, when he was at Aberdeen, it was a Scottish Cup final. It was either against Celtic or Rangers. For those that don't know, Celtic or Rangers were even bigger juggernauts back then than they are now. They still dominate Scottish football. And they won the final, Aberdeen, which is a huge achievement for them. Absolutely massive achievement. And he cursed out his players on the pitch, not like to them directly, but in an interview on the pitch. I was talking, it's circling around on socials. And it just shows the difference in mentality and the difference in standards. And I'm not saying Ten Hag needs to, after the match, go out there and criticize his players. But all he can say is, we're not good enough. I mean, it wasn't good enough. We were good for 70 minutes, and then the 20 minutes after that was poor, and we need to do better. That's it. But the fact that he consistently backs these poor performances is outrageous. To say that it wasn't, of course it's embarrassing. You're leading 3-0 in a FA Cup semi-final versus the 8th place team in the championship. They're not flying in the championship. They're not at Ipswich or a Leicester or a Leeds. They're not even in the playoffs. Yes, they're in contention, but they are not in a playoff spot at that point. And you are 3-0 up. Now, don't get mistaken, people. I've already discussed this in depth, and I'm sure I will again. Who's mostly to blame for that game? Of course, it's the players. But it doesn't mean Ten Hag's blameless because he constructed this squad. And the fact Eddie spoke about it there, and I'm sure I can speak for Ivorian, Rhino, and Leon, when I say none of us, the one thing none of us are is shocked about what happened. We may be annoyed, we may be disappointed, whatever the case may be. One thing I can guarantee is that any Manchester United fan who's been looking at this all season long is not surprised and not shocked. That's the biggest indictment of where we're at. I've been saying this since the game. You know what the most surprising thing about the game was? That we were 3-0 up with 70 minutes gone and playing against Coventry City, who I repeat are 8th in the championship. They are a championship side. One of the better sides, yes, but a championship side. So the manager to come out and say, oh, it's not embarrassing, is absolutely ridiculous. And just the damn
That
and that's why
brother's
we've even
shook.
discussed it. Absolutely.
He's shook. He's shook. He's shook. Pretty much, he a fighter going into a match against a dude he talked himself up against. Then when it was time to touch them gloves up, you already know. He's telling himself in his mind sweet nothings. But he got hit with that first jab, and he said, I ain't never felt some shit like this before.
Just
so
like
he just telling himself, I can fight with him. I can fight with him. I can land with him. I can do it. Then he out there face first on the canvas.
Haney settings, isn't it?
Hey, you know.
No, don't do that. That's disrespectful.
Okay, dog. We don't speak on them. We don't speak on my own.
He felt it.
Don't speak on
Like,
them.
whoa.
But you know, we told him about the left hook. That's all I'll say. We told him about the left hook, but yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. Yeah, that's who Ten Hag is right now. He Devin Haney the morning after.
Well, I'm still in the final like David Haney. I'm still champ.
Yeah, it's outrageous to turn around and say it's not. And that's why we haven't even discussed it in full, because it's not nothing that we've not said before, people, in regards to his comments after matches. It's not a surprise. It's not a shock. Let's see. We lost control for 20 minutes. Agreed. We also had bad luck. 3-2, 3-3. We were very lucky in the end. Clear. Penalties was very good, and we made it to the final. It's a huge achievement. Twice in 2 years is magnificent.
Man said
me, as a
penalties
manager,
was really good. Wow.
Yeah, for 4 cup finals in 4 years. The comments are, he's saying, look at this, the comments are a disgrace. I would love to know what, when he says the comments are a disgrace, is he talking about, so I presume he's talking about social media and fans criticizing
just other people's opinions on him. That's what it'll be.
Well, is it the comments a disgrace? You know what's a disgrace? The way you've managed this football club. That's what's a disgrace. The reason why you are being criticized is because of the performances of the team. The reason why you are being criticized is because of your performance as manager. The only person to blame for the criticism you are receiving is you. If you perform to a high level, guess what? You get praised. If you perform below par or worse, guess what? You get criticized. This ties back into the whole Marcus Rashford situation when he spoke about people doubting his commitment. The reason why people doubt Marcus Rashford's commitment is because of Marcus Rashford. The reason why people are criticizing Eric Ten Hag's reign as Manchester United manager is because of Eric Ten Hag. It's not Leon's fault. It's not Ivorian's fault. It's not Eddie's fault. It's not Rhino's fault. As much as people want to blame me, it's not my fault. It's no other content creator who you don't like's fault. It's no one in the comment section. It's nobody on social media who you see as negative or you see as toxic. Eric Ten Hag, he is the man in control. He is the man with the power to make this work or not make this work. That's why you are being criticized. Like the comments are a disgrace. The way you manage is a disgrace. The squad you've constructed is a disgrace. Your tactics are a disgrace. Your post-match press conferences are a disgrace. Your pre-match press conferences are a disgrace. It's woeful, everything that's going on. 20 minutes to... Right, okay.
Right, Flores. I don't know how he's not embarrassed, man. I don't know. Do you know what?
He has no shame.
I want
it's
the
not
number.
being shameless. It's not even shameless because I'm a shameless individual. This is just beyond that. This is just straight undignified.
How do you watch
no
that
dignity,
match?
no
how do you watch
decorum.
that match and not be embarrassed and then have the nerve to say that? I want his drug dealer's number because that weed from Amsterdam is very good. That you're so delusional that you can't see that was an embarrassing for Manchester United to be 3-0 up against a Coventry side in in the championship, struggling, lost their last 4 games, 3-0 up. You make the changes, and the changes have the impact and then cost us the 3-0 lead. And you're telling me you want to spin this like Jose Mourinho and say that at least we're in the final, back-to-back finals. And all
But he
that.
has to.
Now,
There's not nothing else to hold on to.
No. That Amsterdam kush is good.
No,
And
you know
it's
what
good.
it is, Ivorian? It's not even that the subs made the difference. It's everything that we spoke about all season. If you don't create the right environment in the club, so you don't play the guys that are playing well, if you don't utilize your bench and your squad properly, if you don't motivate your players, if you don't develop them on the training ground, how can you expect any of them to have an impact or be motivated or want to push to get a result when it's all the little components together that are all shit? I described Ten Hag on a top trump card as like 20 on all assets. Yeah. And it's like, then how can you expect him to be consistent, that his squad to perform consistently good? Like at the end of the day, and then when he comes out after the match and he's basically, if you read between the lines, he's throwing the players under the bus at any opportunity when the blame is on him all the time. So it's like, first of all, you're not utilizing the squad. Second of all, you're not valuing us and our strengths as players, which is a big one right there. Like to play Eriksen in a lone 6 and stuff like that, to not give Ahmad minutes, to bring Amrabat in and not play him in games where we could have played him.
To give him enough minutes as well.
Look. There's so many examples of not utilizing, to play players that don't complement, to play Kobe as a lone 6 and not play players around him that complement, to play Wan-Bissaka on the left hand side where you know he's going to struggle, to play Højlund consistently through the middle when you know he's going to struggle and he's not on form, to play Rashford and Garnacho together. The list goes on and on and on and on. And then we're wondering why we're conceding 3 goals. The guys, there's no faith in anything. Like right now, Ivorian, you're on the bench, You're the best Ivory Coast player we've ever had at United, Okay, picture this, Just close your eyes and picture your dream, You're on the bench, I come up to you on Ten Hag and I say, right, I need you to do this and this, Bearing in mind the 10 games before you've been sat there and you've not had hardly any minutes, or I've brought you in on your wrong position, or I've played you around the players that are no good, or I've pissed you off in training. What are you going to do? Just be like, yes, suddenly I'm motivated. Let's go. Do you know what I mean?
I'm going on Instagram and liking an Instagram post from Mark Grobridge, or what's it called, Twitter post from Mark Grobridge saying that I should be playing. That's exactly, I can picture in my head.
We don't mention his name.
Whatever, Goldfish, whatever you want to call him.
Channel, but
no, fair enough. But I will be tweeting. I'll be doing a Jadon Sancho because I can see it in my head right now. I'm picturing it. You've treated me like shit. I'm not playing football. Yeah, you keep on telling me each time, oh, boss, like, when am I going to get? You can tell me next time. Marcus Rashford is not playing well. Haaland ain't scoring goals. Bruno Fernandes does what he wants. He keeps spamming the ball left, right, and center. You're looking at thinking, when are you ever going to pass you the ball? And next time you don't pass you the ball, in the changing room, I'm punching you up. I can see it in my head right now as I close my eyes. Yeah, I'm doing something mad.
So all your faith in everything around you is falling. Like, it's just throughout the season, it's just been drained the life out of you. All your faith and your belief as a footballer, as part of this club. Do you know what I mean? Even as a take Man United away from me, even as a footballer, to be in this environment, and people can go, it's the players and the club's a mess and all that, but that you can still create. We've still had success within that mess. Let's not talk like United fans are so privileged to be like, we haven't won any leagues and we haven't done sustain. Bro, we've still won and done stuff in this.
And that's what annoys me, Leon, in regards to when people use sorry to cut you off, the structure as an excuse that you can still perform to a certain level. We've had the worst structure, worst everything off the pitch. I think we're all in agreement on that. That the one thing Manchester United fans all agree on is that off the pitch we are run terribly. We are not helping any manager, any coach. We don't help.
But anybody. It is what it is.
But
it is what it is.
In the last 10 years, we still won 4 trophies being ran absolutely horribly. So imagine we was run to an average level, what we could have won. If we won 4 trophies in 10 years. Imagine what we could have won if we was run to an average level. Yeah, and to Samson asking in the chat, I think it's 3 finals. I think I think Ten Hag spoke.
I can just remember Villarreal and the FA Cup.
No, you're talking about because Ten Hag said we've reached. No, because Ten Hag in the comment section said, not in the comment section, in his press conference said we reached 4 finals in 2 years, but I think he meant 3. I think that's what it was because we reached the FA Cup, Carabao Cup, and the FA Cup this season, Carabao Cup and FA Cup
FA Cup
last season.
season.
Yeah. So it's 3. I think he just got him mistaken. That's all it was.
That's the other thing as well,
That's all it
Flawless. Yeah, it's like, and then the manager, you get sold a dream that this manager is because I thought he was going to be the best coach that we've not ever had, but I thought he was going to be a decent level coach. I thought, okay, out of everything, if this all fails, at least he'll develop, like we were talking about earlier. And you're disrespecting my guy, the Zebra. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I know for a fact De Zerbi will come in and he'll leave it better than when he leaves. Definitely, 1,000,000%. A lot of managers will. Gary O'Neill would. Like, I'm strong on that point.
Yeah, I believe I agree with you. I believe any competent coach would do that. Would just do again. We talk about the basics. They would come in and actually coach. The manager would actually manage, and that just puts you automatically at average level. Just doing your job like what your role entails would have you at an average level. Now, building upon that and getting to good, great, elite, world class, that's a whole different conversation. But it is really terrible.
My point was basically like, then you come out in the press and you're not even talking about. So you want us to stick with this process, but you don't talk about the process. This is what I'm saying. It doesn't make no sense. You want us to
start talking about
like other people. I've seen people come on here and like Marcel's take, and big up Marcel, but it was pretty shameless take. I'm not gonna lie. I'll call it out as it is.
I watched that last
about he's developed the youth players and that. I see Nuruddin like. Do you know what I mean? Because Nuruddin's right. It's like don't you dare just use Mano as like he's brought people through and Garnacho. They are standard things that managers do when the player's ready. They'll put them on the bench and play them in a few games. Like the City fans don't go wild and they go like, oh my God, Foden he's developed him amazing. He has, but they don't boast about it. That's just part of the process. Do you know what I'm saying? And then you come out in the post
expected.
Exactly, expected, that's the word. Then you come out in the post-match things, and you talk about the result of where we are. You talk about the really small things. So you go, we've reached finals. Well, how about you talk about the last year and a half that you've been here and all of the other things? Like, Flawless, are we really in a house? The walls are going to fall down. The plaster's not on right. The floorboards are all disgusting and that, And then he goes, but my man, check the light fitting. Bad, innit?
Yeah, but that's him.
Brother.
Check the 50-inch TV. You know what I'm saying? Look at the look at the fridge. Look at the fridge, man. It dispenses ice. That's what he's on. But we got to close out. Love to everyone that's locked in. Make sure you subscribe to all the ManDem. Subscribe to Ivorian's channel. Subscribe to Randall's channel. Subscribe to Leon's channel. All the links are underneath in the description. Not just on this live stream. All the live streams on the channel. All of the links for all of the ManDem you see on this show are underneath in the description. Also on the featured channel page as well. Big up Strasbourg Steve for the super chats. Much appreciated. Big up Kurt Chaos for the super chat. Big up to Steve as well. Been a member of the channel for 18 months. Link for the membership also in the pinned comment as well. Big up to my guy Don C. Good to see you in the chat, my guy. Says great content as usual. Glad you lot have enjoyed it. We're gonna redirect over to rants. You lot know the vibes and how we redirect. 16/10 raid. That's how we raid when we leave Sarcasm City TV. 16/10 raid, people. So we're heading over there right now. Following that, we'll be back live on the playback, the Arsenal Chelsea game, people. That'll be live on the playback, that watch along. Then following that, back on here for the first crossover of the week, Manchester United Arsenal show. ManDem United podcast, gonna talk from the Arsenal podcast. Then following that, obviously more NBA playoffs, people. Clippers versus the Mavericks, game 2.
Oh, is it? Damn.
Game 2, 3 a.m. UK time. So get over to the playback. But love to everyone that has locked in. Don't forget we are available on all audio platforms as well. Spotify, iTunes, Apple Podcasts. But love to everyone that's locked in. This has been the ManDem
Wait. Plug the merch again, man. I want to hear that one take, man. The one take. Yeah,
people, don't forget.
There we go. Cool.
Yeah, people, don't forget your 16 out of 10 shirts. sarcasmcitytv.myshopify.com. That is sarcasmcitytv.myshopify.com. 2 different designs, 4 different colors, all available at the great price of £16.10. Available currently right now in the UK. For UK shipping only. Worldwide shipping will be available Monday the 29th of April, people. So keep a lookout. Website link is in the pinned comment. You got 2 different shirts, 16/10 and 16 out of 10, people. So make sure you go get the shirts. Go get the t-shirts, people. Love. You know what I'm saying?
Jeez.